You're only a what if away from great holidays. Book now with wotif.com. What if it's Aussie for travel? It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
We've just blown past 6 and good morning. Welcome. It's great to have you here. Happy Thursday and thank you for spending it with us. A couple of guests up my sleeve a little bit later on today. Oscar Allen from the West Coast Eagles will join us ahead of the Derby weekend this weekend. That'll happen after 6:30 this morning. And by the way, we're going to put him up for Pop Quiz. So if you want to win yourself a prize after 6:30 with Pop Quiz, you're going to be playing against the captain of the West Coast Eagles. After 7 o'clock, my guest, TiVo, Tracy Vo, from 9 as well. We've got a couple of things up our sleeves. Give her a cheeky surprise this morning as well. That'll be a bit of fun. But we know why you're here. We know, and it's okay. You don't have to be bashful about it. Get involved. Alpha Bucks for $10,000. We are playing every hour, every single day for the next few weeks on this show. All right, including right now. So 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. for $10,000. This isn't happening anywhere else. Tell your friends. Get involved. Get onto this as often as you possibly can and try and win yourself the cash. And one other thing, we are guaranteeing that someone will win it.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
The captain of the West Coast Eagles, Oscar Allen, just quickly, you had a round of Alpha Bucks shortly ago, just off the air, and how'd that go for you?
Yeah, I feel like it went similar to most callers where you think, you know what, I'm good at this. I'll get all of these right. I got 1 out of 9, so it wasn't a great start. A bit of a confidence hit to the day, but
yeah, you didn't even make it to 10 questions.
I don't think it was a good letter for me.
A good letter for you.
Yeah.
You reckon that was the excuse?
I'm
All
going
right.
with that.
Well, we'll find out what people think. We'll pop it up on the Pete and Kimber socials. Search for Instagram and Facebook. It's good to have you here, mate. We'll get to talking footy, the week inside the club derby this weekend, and, you know, all of the controversy around Harley Reid and the finger. Coming up inside the next 10 minutes. But first, you're playing around a pop quiz.
Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins. Pop quiz.
All right, mate. I'd like you to say hello to Susanna.
Susanna, hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm going well. Do
That's good.
Do you think you've got me covered today? I'll be honest, I haven't
you know
started the
what?
day well.
Well, it's 6 o'clock here. Well, early, it's a bit early for me too, so I'm not too sure about it.
All right, perfect.
All right, Susanna. You're a Dockers supporter, Susanna.
Well, you know what? Back in the day, I was an Eagle supporter.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, right.
I think it was influenced by my friends.
Okay.
Right, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Might be your chance to win her back around today.
I might. Yeah.
Okay, now here's how it works, right? So, Susanna, just your name is your buzzer. Oscar, same with you. I'm going to ask the question. If you think you know what it is, you buzz in and have a crack.
Okay.
All right? All right, Susanna, you ready to go?
Sure am.
Here we go. Which country has more camels, Australia or Egypt?
Oscar.
Yes, Oscar.
It'd be Egypt.
No, that is incorrect. We'll give you that one, Susanna. For me, it was the confidence. You just came in and went bang. Oh, it's Egypt.
I've never seen a camel in Australia.
Significantly more.
There's quite a few.
Australia has the world's largest population of wild camels. So,
They do.
There you go.
Susanna's acting like she was going to get it anyway.
I knew it.
It's Derby round, Susanna. You got to be confident.
all right.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, that's
yeah.
fair. Yeah.
All right.
Back
I
yourself
got
in,
this.
Susanna. You're like,
I got
yes, I
this.
did. Good.
Yeah.
Question number 2. What has been around longer, sharks or trees?
Oscar.
Yes, Oscar.
I'm pretty sure sharks are prehistoric, so I'm going to say sharks.
You're going to say sharks? That is correct. It is sharks.
Bugger.
Yep. They've been swimming in the oceans for over 400 million years, all right? About the exact same amount of time we've been waiting for a Dockers premiership. Question number 3. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. Hey! What is a group of owls called?
Oscar.
Yes.
It's a hoot
yes.
of owls, is it not?
It's a what?
Is it a hoot of owls?
It's not a hoot of owls. It's not a hoot of owls.
Oh, this is great.
Susanna, I'll give you a clue, Susanna. Is it a flock, a colony, or a parliament?
Oh. Let's do colony.
That's incorrect as well. It's a parliament.
Oh, okay.
It's a parliament.
Parliament?
Everybody. Yes, a parliament of hooters.
So is it 1-1?
Yes, it's 1-1. Question number 3. Now, 4. This is closest to the pin, so you both get a crack at it, okay? What is the largest known celebrity couple age difference? All right? Now, an example would be, 25 years, which is the age difference of Catherine Zeta-Jones
Yeah.
and Michael Douglas. It's more than 25 years, by the way. So the largest known celebrity couple age difference. And I'll even take this. This is quite obscure.
Yeah, can you define celebrity?
Big celebrity,
Big,
Hollywood
like big,
celebrity.
big, big.
Yes, yeah. I'll even take just one of them. I'll take one name.
Susanna.
Oh, yeah, go on, Susanna.
Okay.
Go on.
Yep. Al Pacino and Noah Alfa-Lah.
Oh, my God. Well done, Susanna. Yes, that is
Al
correct.
Pacino.
What is it?
It is 54 years.
That's crazy.
54 years.
That's a bit much for me.
Is it? Is that right? Okay, question number 5. Okay, you can tie the game here.
Mm-hmm.
According to sciencefocus.com, which animal is the smartest animal in the world? The world.
Susanna.
Yes, Susanna.
Chimpanzees.
That is correct. Susanna.
Chimpanzees are smartest in the world.
Chimpanzees are smartest in the world. Second are dolphins, third are octopi, fourth is dogs, and fifth is orangutans. So
Dogs are in the top 5. That's
Dogs
not
are
a
in-
good sign.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Hey, chimpanzees. Hey, Susanna, enjoy that. We are sending you off with a double pass to the RAC Derby this Sunday to see the Dockers beat the Eagles, all right? So
Awesome.
enjoy.
I'll see you on Sunday afternoon then, Susanna.
Thank you.
All
You
right,
do your
good on you.
best, okay?
Yeah, I always
Do
do.
your best.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Oscar Allen, the captain of the West Coast Eagles, with me now, mate. Happy Derby weekend.
I know, we're friends this week.
We are friends this
In
week.
the past, Derby weeks have been a tough issue for us. We haven't seen eye to eye, but we're both 0-2.
Well, and that's my point. So when I walked in,
Yeah.
oh God, when I walked in, I felt this energy around you though.
Yes.
When you put your hand out to shake it, there was a bit more than just it's good to see you again, mate. There was
Yeah.
feeling in that. So are you guys up and about around the club? I feel like you're pumping.
Yeah, we are. Like, the weekend was a better performance. Obviously, the round one, how we went against Gold Coast, wasn't what we wanted to put out whatsoever, and we feel like how we played on the weekend is more representative of what you can expect from us this year. So, high effort, high intensity, good around the ball, and tough. So we were pretty happy with that. Obviously, we lost the game. So one thing we're really clear about is we didn't end up getting the result we wanted. So we didn't win the game, and we probably fell over in the end. We probably ran out a little bit of legs against the reigning premiers, but to be able to take it up to a team who won it all last year for probably 100 minutes of the 120 and feel like you were right there with them, that was a real confidence-boosting, I suppose, performance for a lot of the side. And in tough conditions at the Gabba where it was 35-odd degrees and 98% humidity. So a few of us were dealing with cramps or whatever throughout the week, but we're looking forward to the Derby. I mean, it never really matters where anyone is sitting coming into Derby week.
Absolutely.
It's just a great opportunity to go out there and try and make your state proud.
Now, how's Harley Reid's finger? Was that cramping? So this was from the commentary.
I just caught the corner of my eye. Yeah, there's the middle finger to the crowd.
Bloke's trying to hand you some tissues, Cal. Seriously. Let's just play on.
Number 1 pick.
So you're the captain, right? Now, how do you address a situation like that? Did you go up and talk to him, or did you even not know it happened until the media picked it up? What happened there?
Yeah, I didn't know it happened at the time just because it was in the middle of the game, and I think he actually got a free kick downfield, so the ball was already moved on. Like, it wasn't anywhere near him. Just Harley being Harley, the cameras are always on him. And then after the game, he came up to me and he was a bit flat, and I was like, "Oh, what's going on?" He goes, "Oh, I think I've got another fine coming." I was like, "Right, what'd you do?" And he said, "Oh, I gave the middle finger." So he's clearly aware of it. Duggo, my fellow co-captain, actually had some great comments earlier this week about people asking, "What's Harley like?" He's coming across like this to people watching footy. What's he actually like behind closed doors?
Yeah.
And he said, "I'd love people to get to know Harley the way I know him, because he's a lovely young man." And I think that's one thing we're kind of forgetting. We're treating him like he's a 26, 27-year-old grown man who's got it all figured out in his life, or thinks he has. He's 19 years old.
I know.
probably-
I was an idiot when I was 19.
I think about anyone I know or who I was at 19, and to be put under the media speculation, all the pressure he's been on his whole life, I think he handles himself pretty well.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot of development left in him in a personal sense and performance, right? He's got to get better at football, and he knows that, and he'd be the first one to admit that. But yeah, I think it's just because of who he is that anything he does is amplified tenfold. It is one where you do need to have a conversation with him and just be like, "Hey," and he knows. It's one of those things you go up to him and be like, what are you thinking? And he goes, yeah, I shouldn't have done it. He goes,
Yeah,
exactly right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just some maturity in the heat of the moment, which I think he'll come to accept. I do feel like the speculation around him has been quite unfair. I feel like there's undue added pressure on him. It's obviously a positive for him because he's got all these Instagram followers and he gets these sponsorship deals because of it, right?
Yeah.
But I do feel like there's probably a little bit too much put on his young shoulders, and our job as a footy club is to support him as best we can. I feel like we're doing an okay job of it, but moments like this probably remind me, like,
He's still young.
His life is very different to us, and he's a young man.
And you mentioned his Instagram. He changed his display pic to Ben Cousins, and then Ben Cousins giving the finger when he played for the Tigers 15 years ago.
Yes.
Made it to the front page of the West.
Did it perfect.
Yeah. Now, you asked this off the air. You were like, what did he have to say about all of this?
Yeah.
Have a listen to this, mate.
It was one of those moments where I probably wasn't thinking much at all, but it was more than an hour before the game.
Yeah.
And I just saw the camera in the corner of the room, and I thought, if nothing else, because I thought there'd be no feed going to air. I thought that maybe one of the boys from Seven is in the truck would just get a bit of amusement. I just thought, boys, how are you? And then I didn't think about it again.
Yeah.
Until played the game, and I think we won that day.
Yeah.
Sang the song, and then Craig Cameron, the football manager, came and just tapped me on the shoulder and said, mate, we've got a problem.
Silly, right? This is silly.
It's pretty funny. It's just young dudes being dudes.
Young dudes being dudes.
I think that the one with the Ben Cousins changing the profile photo to that.
Yeah.
And I said to him, mate, it's pretty funny. It's more for a personal WhatsApp chat with the boys rather than out to the whole world. So,
hey, one more thing. So the game is 3:10 this weekend at Optus Stadium on Sunday.
Yeah.
All right, which is fantastic. There's one other thing that I've seen in the last 24 hours, and that apparently the West Coast Eagles supporters, they're trying to get a thing going where they give the one finger salute in the first quarter at the 9-minute mark in support of Harley Reid. Have you seen this?
it has come across my timeline. I wasn't sure if people were being legit with it. If they are, I will say it is great to support the young man. Right. I think any level of support towards Harley, he greatly appreciates from our fans. One thing that our fans have been awesome at in the last couple of years is having our players back. And they're going after one of our own. So I'm not saying they should or they shouldn't. We just appreciate their support.
All right. So West Coast v Fremantle, West Coast home game. Get there, Optus Stadium, 3:10 p.m. Mate, I do mean this when I say good luck.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Tracy Vo from 9 News is joining me in place of Kimber today. Are you ready to play your favourite game?
Oh,
on
yes,
this
this is
show?
fascinating.
Yes.
I love this. I love this segment.
What happens next?
Life can be so unpredictable, especially when that's the aim of this game. So we're asking, what happens next?
All right, so nobody knows where this might go, but again, this is the news edition.
Yes.
All right, so I'm just very curious to see if any of these stories might have popped up on 9 News.
Well, that's the thing. They haven't.
They
and
haven't?
that's what I love about it, because it's the stories that you wish you could put in our news bulletin.
Yeah, you couldn't have these in as a kicker or something
not
like that.
really.
Just, that little story after the weather
Yeah,
or,
I wish you could. I wish you could.
Let's go. So I'm going to read out a little description here of what's happening so far, and then we're going to have a little guess as to what might be happening next, right? So story number 1. Doctors in the US are seeing a huge surge of women entering the emergency department as they are mixing up their bottles at home. This is a very dangerous, unintentional trend that has gone viral on social media. What happens next?
Is it like medication bottles? They're taking the wrong prescription drugs or something?
I don't know. I don't know if it's medication bottles or if it's because this is very generic.
It wouldn't be alcohol, I wouldn't have thought.
You don't think? Why wouldn't it be alcohol, though?
Because it's too obvious.
Fair enough.
We were too obvious last time we did this.
That's right. You really have to think outside the box with stuff
but then,
like
but
this.
then medication could be quite obvious too. I don't know.
Could
be. Bottles.
Yeah, bottles.
Yeah.
Right, so start something. I'm going to...
Yeah, what are you going to go with?
I don't know. I'm thinking it might have something to do with breast milk,
Okay.
maybe.
Okay.
And mixing that up with milk inside the fridge. Maybe they're putting it in glass bottles or something to chill.
okay.
I don't know, right?
That's actually not a bad,
But I don't know why it would be a dangerous unintentional trend. You know what I mean? So anyway, this is where we get to find out what happens next. Let's take a listen.
A reminder to always check the label before using a product. This lady has a problem because in her rush to put in eye drops, she grabbed her nail glue instead.
This mom is in the emergency room with her right eye glued shut.
Sorry, eye drops and nail glue.
Yeah, because they both come in those stupid little bottles.
I haven't seen those.
You haven't seen those?
No.
So I use eye drops, so I wear contact lenses sometimes. And they do. They
Yes.
come in little bottles
Yes.
with the thing, you squeeze it,
Yeah.
and 1 or 2 drops. But like glue comes in those bottles as well.
Do they?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez. Okay.
Learned something
right.
new today.
Right. That's a good start.
That
for
is
us,
good. Yes,
though.
that's a good start, right?
All right. Story number 2. Police were called to a Michigan hotel as a guest left something behind in their room. What did they leave behind?
Oh.
I'll start.
Yes, you go.
Okay.
You go.
I'm going to go with 174 exotic pets.
Oh.
Yeah.
174 to be exact.
To be exact, yes. Yeah. 'Cause that's
Exotic
what I love
pets.
about the obscureness of this segment.
I was thinking something a bit more sinister.
Like what?
Oh, like a weapon or some
Weapon,
sort.
paraphernalia, drug paraphernalia.
Yeah, paraphernalia.
If this was a news story,
But see,
what would
this
you
is the thing,
expect it to be?
I'm
It could
too
be
newsy.
Anything, right? Like, All right, well, let's find out just how newsy this one is.
Yes.
The staff at Pine River Motel in Sheboygan found something that's probably a new one for them. The Sheboygan Police Department says motel staff found the alligator named Wally Friday while cleaning the room after somebody checked out of the motel. The owner discovered Wally was missing but didn't know when or where the alligator escaped. Sheboygan police say the owner came back to reunite with Wally.
Wally.
Did you know this? Have you heard this story?
No, I haven't heard this story. It's just I think I've been on this show too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Sheboygan, this is the first for them.
I want to go to Sheboygan, right? That sounds good. All right, story number 3.
I wonder how, sorry, I just think the
You're right.
alligator, how did he get it in there
I don't
anyway? How did he
know.
smuggle it in?
I have
without,
no idea.
passing reception and all that stuff. Anyway.
Absolutely no
There
idea.
you go.
Now, story number 3. Okay, let's break this down for you. We have 22-year-old Jade and her 44-year-old mum, Danny. They're both gorgeous, but something about their relationship is very disturbing. What is going on with this mother-daughter duo? Now, I'm going to leave this up to you because I know what the story is. I know this story because I've seen it because it knocks me for 6.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, my brain's going all over the shop.
You're allowed to go there, all right? This is on our show. You're allowed
Is
to
it a
go
bit
there.
of like a...
What?
Do they, is it a bit of a raunchy thing?
It
Or
might
do
be.
they share, like, I don't know.
Bodily fluids?
Yeah,
Like what?
not-
Like what are you? Sorry. Had to just drag that one out of you. Okay.
Right, let's listen to it.
Let's have a listen. All right, here you go.
It's not often that a mom and daughter are pregnant at the same time, let alone by the same man, but we wouldn't want things to be any other way.
Oh my God, the
It's
look
not
on
raunchy, but it's like...
the look on your face right now is priceless. We got cameras on, right? That is absolutely priceless. Yes, I've seen this. So yeah, they are pregnant to the same guy, right? So the mother and the daughter, they're in a thruple.
They're in a thruple.
They're in a
okay, so
thruple.
I was going down the right direction.
You
I
were
think.
going down the right, because but you just didn't go far enough.
No, I didn't. I didn't. Well, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to think about it.
That's
to be
okay,
honest.
yeah, but you'll get the hang of that on this show. Like, yeah.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Pete and Kimber's Yay or Nay.
Hello, producer Rami.
Good morning, Pete. Good morning, Tracy. First one for Yay and A. Junk food.
3, 2, 1.
Yay.
Oh, I'm in the middle because I could be a yay or a nay, depending what kind of day it is.
What's your go-to, usually?
I've been really loving Hungry Jacks lately.
Oh, my God. I'm all over it.
I had that for lunch yesterday.
Their chips are they're so
They
much
are.
better now.
Yeah, they're the thick cut ones.
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
And they come out really
so
crunchy. They got
crispy.
that texture.
Yeah, I feel like that now.
And then, oh my God, we could do it. Could absolutely.
Yeah.
Pete's very hungry this
I
morning.
know.
He's been begging us to get him Macca's for
Macca's.
breakfast.
Yes,
I'm
and
like,
it's still
Lot
not
of
here,
Macca's
is
we're
it?
doing you a favour, mate. We're doing you a favour.
Don't do me a favour.
Hey, don't live in shout out to City of Melville. I was going to say don't live in the City of Melville, but they're looking to ban advertisements on bus stops for junk food ads.
Okay.
So for the next 8 years, specifically.
I'm
so like
for
no,
it.
no, even like
even bus stops.
Macca's and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
so
Okay, right.
They've
That makes
labelled
sense.
them. Yeah,
I mean,
I thought that was quite interesting because you see them all the time.
You don't really need them, to be honest.
Oh, you don't.
You can see the golden arches quite clearly every time you drive somewhere, you know.
You can.
Every
but
minute.
I'm for it. There's a lot of ads which I look, not only on television, but, bus shelters, everything where I'm like, we shouldn't be exposed to that
You
stuff.
don't need them.
No.
Because we know they exist.
Exactly. There's plenty
If you
of
want it, we'll get
plenty
it.
junk food out there.
Second one, online bidding.
3, 2, 1.
Yay.
Have you guys bid before for anything online?
Have I? Yes, I have.
Have you? eBay or
I
what?
obviously haven't won
Yeah.
because I don't have it.
What were you bidding on? Do you remember?
It was eBay. It was a long time ago.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
eBay was cool.
Yeah, when
gonna
eBay
say
was a
it's
thing.
eBay.
I feel like it's a bit hard to navigate these days.
I am notorious for this. Absolutely
What do you
notorious.
bid
Mate, I've been bidding.
Oh, what have you been bidding on? I love this.
This
What's-
showcases his personality a lot.
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Oh,
No, you
okay.
can.
Can I?
Because I've got a story, and I think it might be
Okay.
the same thing.
I've been bidding on.
shocked if you bid on it.
I've been bidding on Pokemon cards.
Have you?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
How
And
old
you,
are you?
you want to hear this? You want to hear?
It's for his kids, maybe. No.
You want to hear how stupid it got at one stage for me? I even bid on this dumb thing. It was someone found a Pokemon shaped Cheeto. Someone found
yes,
a Pokemon
yeah, I've
shaped
seen
Cheeto.
that, yeah.
I threw in a bid on that because they put it in a glass perspex box thing. And then said they called it a Cheetozard because it's a Charizard. And I bid on that because I was like, oh, I want that. And
How much
I know,
did you bid?
idiot.
Yeah,
How much did you bid?
I think I went in at around about,
Be honest.
my wife's listening.
Yeah.
I went in at $2,500.
Wow. And what did it go for?
Well, it's crazy you bring up this story.
Oh, yes,
I'll pause
okay.
you right there because that's why I'm talking
Oh,
about
okay,
it.
great.
Oh,
yes.
this is the
So I've
thing.
got the photo for you.
Oh, God.
Oh,
So it's a Cheeto that looks like a Charizard,
Charizard.
a Pokemon card. It went for $138,000 Australian.
Yeah.
do they really? Is it
Mate,
really that popular?
Can I tell you?
It's
So
a chip.
It's not just. It's
But
not
even
just.
Pokemon cards.
Can I tell you? Yesterday, I went with my daughter out to a shopping centre in Mirrabooka because we're hunting
Yes.
Pokemon cards at the moment, right? And we asked. They said, no. Like chances are they've probably been stolen. Right. And then that was their first thing. The second thing they said was they had to get a security guard last week to come in and break up a fight between 7 grown adult men who were beating the hell out of each other over boxes of Pokemon cards. It is insane. Absolutely insane.
And just to clarify, when you're saying we are going for Pokemon cards, it's you going for Pokemon
Were
cards,
you
right?
part of that group?
I may have been dragged to that shopping centre last week.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Pete and Kimber's best call wins.
The best! The best! The best!
All right, best call wins. Okay, this is where we throw out
Yes.
a topic. And then we get your best calls about that topic, all right? And please.
Your face. I'm scared, Pete.
I'm so excited.
You're like a giddy kid.
I'm really excited. Oh, speaking of kitties, actually. Producer Rami has walked in here.
Hello,
Now, producer Rami is going to show you a video, right? I don't have the audio to play. He's just going to show you a video. I want you to describe what is happening in this video for me, please.
Okay. So there's a man. He's looking around. He's in the snow somewhere. And he's reaching for something. Reaching for a cat.
Yep. It's a
Yep.
courier driver.
Yep.
He's dropped something
okay.
off.
Oh, right. So he's reaching for a cat and he's just patting it and he's licking the cat. I thought he was just patting it. No, he's given the cat licks as well.
Yeah, like lots of licks.
Yes.
Yeah, in the
is he
face.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. He really loves cats. That's a bit too much. I mean, I love my pets. I love my dogs, but I don't lick them. Oh, my goodness.
So this is the footage captured.
And that's on the news website, by the way. So
that's
it's
on a news
legitimate.
website. It's legit, right? So this is a delivery driver who's come to drop off a package at someone's house,
Yeah.
and they have reviewed the footage afterwards and seen, yes, he's picked up the cat, and he's the delivery driver has, and he's just started licking the face of the cat like a little, and then put the cat down and just gone on his merry
it's
way.
just like, it's a normal thing to do.
It's a normal thing to do, right? 13 10 60. Best call wins. What's the weird thing you licked? Is what I'd love to do this morning. All right, the weird, obscure things
Oh, wow.
that people have licked.
This is going to be great.
All right. Now, look, we're going to get someone's going to call in and say a battery, right? I want to go real next.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, like
That's
real,
also dangerous, but
it's
anyway.
It's very dangerous, right?
But
I'm just very curious to see what
Yes.
we'll get this morning, all right?
Yes.
Best call wins, weirdest thing that you've
Licked.
licked, okay? Because we're people and we're weird and we do weird things. You anything off the top of your head? Have you,
No.
No?
I haven't gone that strange. Sorry, and you're never going to turn me that weird, Pete, as much as you guys drag me into this studio.
I know, but this is good because you add credibility to our show. Otherwise, without you, we're stuffed. All right, let's get into them. So, Leah, your son licked something he shouldn't have. What was it?
So we were in Brisbane visiting family for holidays and they had an electric fly swatter. And he was walking around swatting the flies and the bugs and then decided to lick it to see if it would zap his tongue.
Did it zap his tongue?
It did.
Yeah, good. Yeah, a little. Yeah.
Oh, they're curious, aren't they?
Nikki, you made your brother lick something. What happened?
Yeah, so me and one of my other brothers convinced our younger two brothers that there was ice cream on the trampoline and we made them lick it, but it was actually dried up bird poo.
Oh, yuck,
no.
Nikki. Oh, that's gross.
Nikki.
Oh, my God, that's gross.
Your brothers are getting you back.
Wendy, your daughter licked something she shouldn't have. What was it?
She was in grade 4 and she'd watched the Ice Age movie and she got her tongue stuck to the bottom of the freezer. And then she ripped it off and she told about it at show and tell.
Have a look at this flap of skin. A lot of kids licking things.
Yes, a lot of, you
right?
know, and kids, you know what, they can get away with it.
They can get away with it.
Because they're curious.
But this is, I'm interested in this. Erica, what did your husband lick?
I woke up to my husband licking my arm like it was an ice cream in his sleep.
Oh!
That's brilliant. Did you have to wake him?
Did
you
you
wake him up?
I didn't. I told him about it the next morning. I just carefully moved my arm away from him.
How did he feel about it when you told him what he did?
He was very concerned and he was trying to remember what he was thinking about, but he couldn't remember.
That's gold. Thanks, Erica.
That's good.
Hey, Tivo, great to have you here, mate.
Thank you. It was so much fun again.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, love being here. Thanks, guys.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Dear Pete.
Okay, so time for a Dear Pete. Now, with a Dear Pete, it gets sent in a letter. It could have come through on the text or via email or at peteandkimber.com.au, but they always plug the heartstrings with these things. So I read it out, you have a listen to it, and then please, by all means, feel free to call 13 10 60 and let us know your advice. And this one's very close to home, actually. It says, Dear Pete, I've been informed by my child's school that my daughter is being bullied, and to be honest, I'm not overly happy with how the school has handled it. I feel helpless and my partner is pretty fired up about it. I don't know what I can do as a parent to make sure that I'm sending my child to a safe space every single day. After speaking to other mums at our school, I've heard some horrific stories of bullying, and a few mums even mentioned they're considering trying to move schools. Is that the answer? Is it going to be just as bad as the next school? I guess I'm just hoping you can put it out to your listeners to see what other parents have done that has worked. Thank you. All right. So what have you done that has worked? First off, I'm so sorry to hear this, right? And thanks for sending this in. I can honestly say as a dad, one of the things that I absolutely dread is the day that one of my kids comes home and says that I'm being bullied, because it's an absolute minefield trying to navigate that. And you know what? If you're a kid listening to this and you are getting bullied, trust your parents, trust mum and dad when they say, we love you, we're here for you, open up to us, right? Because we really are. And I can tell you as a kid who grew up being relentlessly and horrifically bullied, and I did, it does get better, but you need to trust the people around you that they're trying to do the right thing, especially your parents. Please call, please help this person. If you're another parent that's listening to this, what have you done that has worked? And also, if you're a school listening to this, or maybe you're a teacher listening to this that can provide some insight, you're free to call us as well, because I often find that I hear that teachers get a bit of the raw end of the deal here, because we understand that teaching in today's day and age is so incredibly hard. The things that, you have to navigate as a teacher these days, we get it. And you can't do the things that you were able to do as a teacher once upon a time. Things are different now. I grew up in a different time when it came to going to school and being disciplined and, how we were disciplined and getting the cane and all that sort of stuff. So please, there is a incredible amount of phone calls that are coming through. So clearly a lot of people this is touching straight away. Sarah, good morning. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Hello.
Hi. So you pulled your daughter out of school to do homeschooling because of bullying. What happened?
Yeah. So she has a lot of anxiety and what have you, and going to school on a daily basis was really hard for her. At the point, it got to the point where she just couldn't do it. She wasn't achieving anything. She wasn't feeling good about herself. So now she's actually at home and she's homeschooling herself. She has the motivation. She gets up every day. She does all her subjects every single day. She doesn't have the people affecting her in her life. And
Sarah, I'm glad you brought this up because there's a real stigma attached to homeschooling, and I can tell you now that we're in our family we're actually scratching the surface of this journey with one of our kids, and it's because of some real severe separation anxiety, and thankfully not because of bullying so far. But it's a really interesting topic that you bring up, and something that we'll have to revisit at some point because I think people need to hear more about it. We've got Maria. Good morning. You had to do something quite severe to get the school's attention, Maria.
I did. I threatened them with a restraining order against the other child.
No kidding.
They've got a duty of care to make sure that your kid is safe at school.
Yeah.
And if there is a restraining order between two children at school, it becomes really insanely difficult for the school to handle it. A lot of the schools have got this opinion that they need to teach your child not to have victim mentality. That's not how it works. Why should they be excluded from things, and why should they have to change the way that, the homeschooling, why should you have to homeschool your child? Your child's the victim. Yeah. Why is the perpetrator not being punished for what they're doing?
I see your point. It doesn't seem right, does it? It's kind of weird the way we've gone these days, frankly.
Yeah.
Maria, if you're comfortable to talk about it, do you mind me asking how severe it got? What were some of the things that were happening?
So the child was quite physical. My son had pulled this kid off another kid when he was trying to strangle it, and then he's then fixated on my son.
Oh, goodness me.
My son was physically hurt a few times with
it's okay.
Horrible.
You don't need to say anything further. I get it. It sounds physical and horrific, frankly.
And the perpetrator was not only doing this to my son. And so I made sure I put everything in writing, and I used the words like your duty of care. And I told them that they needed to make sure that my son was safe going to school. And if they weren't going to do anything, I would get every single authority involved that I could.
Right. So you went very, very hard, Maria. Yep. Which, by the sounds of things, it was necessary. Appreciate your call. Producer Rami, Brooke, we are inundated with people's stories, aren't we? There are so many calls there.
Yeah, we've got heaps. I can take more after 8:30.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Far out. I cannot get over the amount of phone calls that are coming through on 131060 shortly after we shared this latest Dear Pete this morning about a mum who sounds like she's at her wit's end when it comes to the bullying that's happening to her daughter, and she just does not know what to do. The phone calls we've had from you calling up to tell your stories about your kids being bullied, I'm going to pop them on the podcast today because they might help if you're going through the same thing. But more calls here. Hi, Ashley.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm going well, mate. Thank you very much for calling up about this. You're currently in the same situation. You've got a kid that's being bullied?
I have, yeah.
What's going on?
So we've left school now, thank God. So about 2 years ago, my daughter started getting bullied by this one child. And unfortunately, because they were under the age of 10, there was not much I can do about it. I did have relentless meetings with the school. I ended up bringing the education department into it, had meetings with them. They put some silly plan in place for my daughter to sit at the back of the classroom away from others, which was pretty much excluding her
So,
from everything.
segregating your daughter, almost making it feel like it was her fault.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right.
And then, so now she's riddled with anxiety, severe anxiety. It got to the point where this child was bringing knives to school. There were a lot of things thrown at her head, which I was witness about, which was really horrible.
Yeah.
Also, there was an incident where this child was smashing windows in the classroom with a broomstick, trying to get at my daughter, which I witnessed everything, try to get it off this little kid, and I was unsuccessful, but he ended up getting to my daughter and hitting the teacher with the broomstick.
Oh, God. Wow.
And so now, finally, I wasn't able to move schools because I was out of the catchment, so went back to the education department, went a bit further, and now they found out that I had to pull my daughter out of school last year. She was in hospital for a month at PCH, which I can't thank them enough because they were amazing. She's now got an electric tube because of all the trauma that's happened within these 2 years.
Yeah.
She's now not eating.
Ash, my heart bleeds for you, mate. Honestly, I'm so sorry to hear this is going. It's horrific. It's absolutely horrific.
Horrible.
Yeah.
It is. She's only just turned 11.
Yeah.
And it gets me really emotional because I know a lot of people are in this situation and no one will do anything about it.
Oh, Ash, and it feels that way. I mean,
it's horrible.
Yeah, because especially, once you start scratching the surface of the system to try and help your kid if they're affected by mental health, you start seeing just how incredibly messed up the situation is. We're going through it at the moment as a family,
it's
and
horrible.
yeah.
And this kid's there at school, and he's even battered the principal a few months ago, and he's still there where I had to pull my daughter out.
Ash,
she's at an amazing school.
I'm sorry to hear this is happening to you. But yeah, try and find some support. And like I said, my heart bleeds for you, mate. So
thank you. Well, I'm also got the lawyers involved, so I'm hoping that they've obviously done their bit, and it's looking really good for me. So
oh, that's good. It's good. Things are looking up. Good on you, Ash. Thanks for your call. Erin, you're now homeschooling your daughter. What led to that?
Look, constant bullying and calls from 2 different schools in my local area, high schools this was, giving me phone calls saying you need to pick up your daughter for her own safety.
My God. You need to pick up your own daughter for her own safety.
Yep.
And what were they doing about the other kids?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. I have a very, very strong passion when it comes to the education department and what they're doing in schools.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's not enough and there should be more. I got told to go do the old restraining order thing, and I don't want to be putting a restraining order on a 15-year-old child.
Yeah, it sounds like such a... Yeah, I don't even know the words to say. As to how it feels to be the sort of person that's going to go ahead and do that to somebody else's kid, necessary or unnecessary, but it's just so incredibly over the top where we're at the moment. All right. Thank you so much for the calls that have come through. I'm just going to play a little bit of audio for you here because we heard from a teacher, unfortunately didn't get a chance to chat to Danny in full, but had a brief chat. Now, Danny had this to say.
There's so much going on. I don't even know myself where to start and try to put it into a little 30-second convo. It goes so much higher than the classroom. So you've got your classroom teachers, but their hands are kind of tied. Yeah, they're on the front line and they cop all the, why is this happening? That's not fair.
Yeah.
They can't talk.
It sounds absolutely horrendous out there. Now, she's a former teacher. She's left the industry because it's gotten so bad. And we're going to bring Danny back on the show to tell us what is actually happening in our schools from a teacher's perspective here.
Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins. 6 to 9 weekdays. You can't miss Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins. And you can't miss with whatif.com. With loads of accommodation options plus flights, car hire and things to do. Book your trip at whatif.com or download the What If app. What if it's Aussie for travel?